The snow leopard is an animal adapted to survival in very harsh, extremely cold conditions. A majestic predator at the top of the food chain in its habitat, it is capable of catching its prey on the steepest slopes of the planet.
Snow leopard is an animal of the ice ages. They are adapted to actually hunting in these really almost vertical cliffs and supremely adapted to living in this kind of landscape. And it's a product of 3 billion years of evolution, and it's very, very beautiful, amazing, and awe-inspiring.
Today, this feline, a species that is considered critical to preserving the health of the entire mountain ecosystem of the Himalayas and the other great mountain ranges of Asia, finds itself gravely threatened by human activity.
The snow leopard is an endangered species. It is threatened with extinction. The main threats to its survival include traditional threats that include retaliatory killing by local people when snow leopards kill their livestock. Then there is poaching, excessive hunting of their prey species, as well as sometimes excessive livestock grazing.
Furthermore, the snow leopard has become endangered as a result of the destruction of its habitat due to the building of dams, mines, and other infrastructures, as well as the impacts of climate change in the so-called third pole of the Earth, a region of the planet that is warming at a speed almost twice the average for the Northern Hemisphere. That is why, for 4 decades now, the International Snow Leopard Trust, awarded the World Biodiversity Conservation Prize by the BBVA Foundation, has devoted itself to prevent the disappearance of this species.
And at the International Snow Leopard Trust, we had created a worldwide network called the Snow Leopard Network, which is an alliance of conservationists around the world. But what we felt, as well as other organizations felt, that we needed also an alliance of governments.
Over the past decade, the organization has promoted a program of international cooperation between the governments of the 12 countries where the snow leopard lives to preserve the species and the entire Asian mountain ecosystem.
Countries have geopolitical disagreements, they even have geopolitical conflicts, and yet for the cause of snow leopards and for the cause of conservation, they have shown that they can come together. And I think that this is a great example for other conservationists, but this is a great example for nations too, that we can set aside our differences and come together on matters of protecting biodiversity.
Because protecting this species also protects its habitat, a crucial goal considering that 1/3 of humanity depends on the rivers that flow from these mountains to obtain water. Thanks to international collaboration driven by the International Snow Leopard Trust, 24 protection areas covering 1/4 of its habitat have been identified, where conservation measures have already begun to be implemented, from the creation of anti-poaching patrols to the installation of fencing systems to protect the herds and thus avoid conflicts with farmers, and also the creation of environmental education programs to raise public awareness about the importance of preserving this species.
Our trainings have included training for rangers in terms of better protection, enforcement, crime prevention, as well as better crime scene investigation.
It is estimated that there are only 4,000 snow leopards left today, but in reality, there is no solid data on the true status of the species, which is why the International Snow Leopard Trust is currently undertaking the first scientifically robust study to verify the size and extent of its current population. All this motivated by the conviction that nature conservation is never just a local issue, but a global challenge for which all of us are responsible.
Look, we should all be concerned about protecting species and about biodiversity because our life depends on them. If we lose it, we lose, humanity loses, the planet loses, the universe loses. So we owe it to our future generations to be able to protect biodiversity. But very importantly, our own well-being, our own survival is dependent on them.